Hi, this is Jeff Tricoli with the Tricoli team. And today I wanted to discuss how to sell a home that needs work. One question I get asked by a lot of sellers. So with a slowing market, the selling process can already be difficult. So right now we are seeing more homes on the market, not as many buyers as we did have. So it's very important to be at the top of a buyer's list. And sometimes when a home needs work and it may have extensive work, we may see buyers shy away from your property compared to other properties. So we always try to come in and give the best solutions we can to get your home properly ready to go on the market and have the most potential buyers and not be as difficult and possibly be the buyer's first choice. So one of the things we do typically suggest when there are a lot of problems and maybe even some unknown problems, if a house looks great and it's in, pristine condition, normally not suggesting getting a home inspection. But if we already know there's issues, we may want to get a home inspection because there's several things that can definitely scare a buyer off during the inspection period and maybe not get them back. And then the more times we have to go back on the market, the more it hurts the property to see that history. It is required by law that we do disclose any material facts. And then we also don't want to have to worry about liability or lawsuits later. So it's best that we're completely transparent with the seller's disclosure, that we provide all these disclosures up front, and any issues that we know that we are bringing it to the attention to the buyers. The next point we make is how to sell the home, right? If you do decide, I'm just selling this home as is, I don't want to do a thing, your pool becomes bigger, right? There's more investors out there, there's more bargain hunters. The challenge is your price goes down, right? So most of those are kind of getting at the bottom of the barrel. They want to get a great deal, like a lot of people out there. So if you do choose to sell your home as is, just keep in mind we're looking typically for investors, bargain hunters. We can get you cash buyers. We do have a pool of investors that can make the transaction really quick, right? So it's a decision that has to be made. Do you want to go the investor pool, the bargain hunter pool, where there are a lot out there and we can definitely find a buyer and have quick closings? But what ends up happening is sacrificing the price, and that price part, we can do all the heavy lifting for you and get you through it. So that would be point number 3 that we'll talk about. But if you want to go the bargain hunter, the investor route, we have a huge pool of those type of buyers that we could introduce to you and make the deal happen. A lot of times we just sacrifice on the price. So the last point I'd like to make is being realistic on the price. So there's 4 things we look at when we list a home. We look at the price, we look at the condition, we look at the marketing that we're going to do, and then we look at the communication that we're going to have throughout the whole process. So no matter what market we're in, pricing is just such a huge element to get the most amount of money we possibly can. So we want to sit down with you. You want to hire the best professional out there, the best team out there to sit there and go through every comp and discuss the pricing strategy that's going to best work for your home. And a lot of that plays into the condition of the home. So we're going to sit down and look at all these factors. We're going to market the home to investors. We're going to market the home to bargain hunters, but we're also going to market to the home to the end user, the person that's going to be willing to pay the most for your house. So we'll allow you to decide. Do you want to go down the road to sell it as is and strictly look for cash investors and maybe sell it for less money but a quicker sale? Or do you want us to do the traditional way? And we can also do both and look for both. We can traditionally sell it, look for the buyer that's going to pay you the most amount of money, do it in a time frame that works best for you. And then also we're going to be here to guide you to make sure it gets done with the least amount of hassle and put the least amount of pressure. And then we're going to do all the legwork, take all the responsibilities, and make sure that you're protected throughout the whole process. Again, this is Jeff Tricoli with the Tricoli team. And if you want any more information and more details to get your home sold, a home particularly that needs work, or just any other home, feel free to call us, email us, visit our website, contact us. We're happy to come out, have a free consultation, and discuss this in more detail with you.